Good morning. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hope everyone is doing well. What are we? Friday morning? The 6th. Look at that. Opens right to it. Almost like I crease the page every day. 116. The streak continues. All right. So, right side of the page means right side of the book prompt. Let's find something. Hey, Luke. Sounds good, Construct. You have a good day. Uh, 11? Could it be a small number? 11 is maternal instincts. Ooh. Maternal instincts. Well, first thought. It's always a good one, though. Okay, see it. Maternal instincts. Could have, you know, monster protecting their, or anything really protecting their children. So we've got some sort of crazy, all sorts of scenarios. You know, the classic, like, dealing with the monster, but you were actually dealing with a tiny version of said monster. That'd be something. Let's think here. But instincts themselves, right? It's like, that can mean lots of different actions. You know, you've got like protecting children. You've got like pushing the bird out of the nest sort of thing. All of these different sort of manifestations of whatever the heck a maternal instinct is. What's up? What's up, YouTube? that. I can't. I need to. What's the best shortening of your username? I just don't feel right calling you an idiot when I talk to you. When you're setting these up, how do I decide whether to make it a D6 or a D8? It's usually just a matter of, I find that typically I can fit 2 D8 lists. If I find that there's enough room, then we'll extend it to a D10. But D8 seems to be about the right sort of middle ground. Luke, for the longest time, X lived happily in the hills. Now Y is threatening her eggs and young. Danger. Yeah, like there's also that, like, I know something's wrong. Ooh, like a connection. Almost like a hive mind. Matisse, how's it going? How's it going? Playing with the prompt maternal instincts. I think I almost had something. Okay. Oh. Cat's been so bossy lately. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's got so much to say. Yeah. Yeah, maternal. Maternal is in parent. So it feels like it's gotta be a monster. Actually, you know what? You know what we can do here? You know what helps? This will help. We're gonna do another roll. We're gonna use, because maternal instincts, we're gravitating towards some sort of monster. And they're actually D100 lists in these books, in the front and the back, but they're all different. And I can't remember if it's the front or the back. Yeah, the front of the yellow book is D100 monster motivations. So let's grab one of these while we're sitting here wondering. Let's just roll another D100 and see what that gives us. Straight 30. Monster motivations. Hiding from the light. Awesome. Shadow monsters. Darkness. Can he balance? Can he balance it? Yes, he can. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, Matisse. Everyone in town is feeding. Okay, let's try this. This is a funky start. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little... The Monsters Know What They're Doing is a great book. Good pickup, Caveman. So everyone in town is feeding these cute little, you know, like, talking, like, let's just some kind of weird, like, how about like chirping mushrooms or chirping, these cute these little mushroom scamps. quote unquote cats. But I put the list on the right. It's supposed to go on the left. Move it. Batiste always taking it to maximum darkness. What are you guys doing feeding these little urchins? Everyone in town is feeding these cute little talking mushrooms, these cute little cave frogs. Dark side twist. I like that. Of course, I mean they're mushrooms. They're edible. Edible. My favorite way to use Keith Amon's book is actually not to read it, but to treat it just like another reference book. Where if I'm going to use a monster, if I need a monster for inspiration, I'll just grab one of those write-ups and mine it for, you know, sort of how an encounter can be formed. It's a great book. These cute little like orbs of light. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, sitting down to it'd be kind of like reading the monster manual. Like I don't know if there's much value from that, but using it as a reference for sure. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little like snapping turtles, you know? Bricks must be bricks. These cute little bricks. What? Okay, but I do like what somebody said, talking rocks or something. So maybe it's like a little these cute little rock gremlins. Flower seed thing in the Avatar film. I'm glad you specified James Cameron's Avatar, because I haven't seen any of them. They could all be the same. I assume this whole time everybody's been talking about it's been one like continuous franchise. I'm not that dense, but I haven't watched any of those. Some sort of, so let's see if we break it down. So we have some sort of natural creature like a mushroom, but it's kind of Fey inspired. We have cave frogs, which is, I would say, like mundane, you know, plus a word. We have orbs of light, so something super exotic and weird, and is it even a creature? We have rock gremlins, so that's going something natural. What are we missing? Maybe something actually pretty putrid. Like what would it take? Maybe something like a bug, Connor. What? I don't know about exploding kittens. That there wouldn't be much to feed. You know, they're feeding those cute little stains on the ground. Why do people care about that? I guess it's fine as long as they explode later. Kid Crane. What was I saying? Oh yeah, some sort of maybe like an imp, or like something with like a, you know, a forked tongue, maybe like snakes. But if it's the darker and more sinister the type of creature is, the more it has to be cutesied up for the whole town to be feeding them like stray cats. We got a problem here. Salamanders, they start as cute little kittens and then they explode once fed. That's true. Don't feed them too much. Obscurinati, welcome to the stream. Cute little beholders. Okay, maybe not beholders specifically, but God, little. You know what? All right, we're gonna. It's these cute little eye stalks. We'll go there. I did say something more kind of sinister sounding. That qualifies. I think I saw spirit up there too. Some sort of like detached, you know, is it a ghost? I mean, spirit keeps it loose. It can be lots of different things. So maybe it's this cute little spirit. We already have gremlin in there. Spirit fairies leaving treats for the figures. Oh, the shadow. How about what if there are these little singing shadows? Like, oh, have you seen these? They're so adorable. They all synchronize. They're these little singing shadows. The most gullible townsfolk ever. Whistling works too. Singing, whistling, humming, musical shadows. I could see all of these qualifying. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little talking mushrooms. These cave frogs, these orbs of light, rock gremlins, eye stalks, singing shadows. This might be a touch too far. But what if everybody's so pleased to have met all these wonderful like mirror friends, or like the children in the mirrors, like reflection? What would they be like? Have you noticed that you know, everybody's befriending these very friendly, you know, talking reflections, right? Or maybe it is sort of their own reflections. Everyone is feeding these cute little. Yeah, but that's not like a cute. That's not like a critter type thing. That doesn't feel the same way. Baby owlbears. The mom hasn't noticed. So like I said, we've got like natural kind of fungal growth, something mundane like a frog, something magical like an orb of light, elemental. We've got something kind of pretty disgusting like an eye stalk, something kind of obviously creepy in singing shadows, but they could be children's voices or something like that. Could be anything there. Yeah, we could do some growth, some plant growth. They could be, maybe there's some sort of like walking pots. Everyone's feeding these cute little you know, they're sort of they move themselves, you know, wherever they've been planted. Alien dogs, I like it. Tree ants. I mean, I guess that is kind of that is a little bit. But okay. I'm gonna write something down. Crane, you can hang out, but if you're gonna be disruptive, then you can't. It's like, what is he planning? I don't know. Can he chill? Can you hang out? He's like, what do I have to do to get your attention, old man? Walking shrubs and maybe some sort of like taking the dog idea. No, don't knock down the supporter bricks. That's not nice. Maybe it's like the way that like a hellish dog. It's like a hellhound. Maybe there's some sort of like tentacle, maybe like a tentacle dog, or like a dog with too many limbs or something like that. These cute little tentacle dogs. They're adorable. Yeah, let's do that. A recent campaign, your players found 3 owlbear eggs, kept them in their enclosed wagon, arrived back to find they had hatched. One owlbear hatchling had killed its siblings. Ruh-roh. All right, so here's how we turn it. The second... Okay, everywhere again. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little whatevers, at least until they saw its mother was. The wagon was a horror scene of viscera. That's a good word. Viscera. Someone did a bit about pet displacer beasts. Imagine seeing the beast tucked up in its bed, but feeling its breath on the back of you. I'm gonna say until its mother was stomping toward town. Yeah, I was thinking like, was you know, like some sort of a witch, peering taller than the town gate. I do like looking, peering over something, like peering at us over the tavern or something like that. Construct found your way back. I was thinking the mother is probably some sort of a witch. That could be one. Its mother fed them a villager. Its mother was a shambling mound. Okay. What can we... Matisse cursing everyone, kidnapping the children. Tiamat, adoptive mother, whatever. A giant. Okay. All right. We'll give you kidnapping the children. everyone in town is feeding these little talking mushrooms, these cave frogs. At least until they saw that its mother was stomping toward town, a scheming witch, kidnapping the children. Being sucked into a dimensional rift. Construct would call it a void. What if, this might be a weird fit, but what if, you know, what about like creating a rift? Fun word. Data. Now it's just, sorry, it's just slipping into till they discovered mother was waiting on your phone call. Sorry, these eldritch horrors are getting too real. How about invading their thoughts, maybe? Being sucked into it. Mother was an otherworldly horror. Everyone in town is excitedly feeding these cute little orbs of light, these rock gremlins, these eye stalks. At least until they saw that its mother was stomping toward town, a scheming witch, kidnapping the children, creating a rift, always watching, showing up in their dreams, getting bigger and bigger, growing to a mountainous size. Going back to the maternal instincts. It's like how could the little ones be used? It's like I guess it's a sense of the town sort of being surrounded or enveloped. Was dying. Jealously protective. another Friday in the books. Let's roll a couple of these. I'm actually really curious where this will end up. I mean, I always am, but especially today. Never more so than today. 6 and a 4. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little whistling, singing, humming musical shadows. People feed them. What do they eat? We'll figure that out. At least until they notice that their mothers, these shadows, the where they came from, was creating a rift. This actually fits pretty nicely. Because the shadows and whatever they positively respond to, it feels like the shadows are just a massive distraction. It feels like the the rift that's forming is it's another plane. It's an invasion, basically. This is an invasion story that starts with like, oh, have you noticed these cute little dancing shadows? And they really like it when we give them lots of attention. Meanwhile, somewhere in town in the darkness is just, splitting open. A 1 and a 2. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little talking mushrooms. At least until they saw that its mother was a scheming witch. Man, talk about a difference from one day to the next, where these are just naturally flowing together. It's not hard to think of reasons that a witch would have for sending little baby mushrooms. The baby mushrooms don't even have to mean any harm, because the baby mushrooms aren't aware that when they sleep at night, the spores that sort of naturally come from them, the time delayed released, are like poisoning or mind controlling. That'd be a pretty fun way for a witch to sort of exert influence, or a coven in general to exert influence over a town. The hot new pet of the season, Witchy mushrooms from Matisse's game, really? The mother could even be a myconoid. Yeah, that's true. It could be like, that's one of those times where you go in and the players defeat the witch, only to notice like the kind of the long sort of stalk coming out of the witch's head and leading back down into the cellar. And it's like, wait, somebody was controlling the witch, and you get a fun little second boss out of that. Everyone in town is feeding these cute little tentacle dogs. Uh-oh. At least until they saw that its mother was under someone's control. It's funny we just said that about the witch. So the tentacle dogs, and then its mother was being controlled. I mean, this feels like, again, somebody sort of building an army, sort of creating these and like, imagine a twisted take on like a Cruella de Vil type character, where it's like, okay, I think it's been long enough. Let's me and you, Pongo, let's go. Or I guess Pongo was the dad. What was I forget the other dog's name. But like, let's go to town and see how our young are doing, because they should be about fully grown in a week or so. So we should collect them, and then they start strolling through town, and everybody sees the origin of these cute little creatures and the army that's the force that's being created, and also these creatures that just know the town super well. Everyone in town is feeding these little walking shrubs. At least until they noticed that its mother was cool, showing up in their dreams. Oh, thanks, Construct. Purdy. It's Pongo and Purdy. Mushrooms are harder to get attached to the shore, and the witch offers to regenerate them for a price. Nice. So the walking shrubs accept their mother showing up in their dreams. I mean, now it feels like some sort of druid influence or druid attack. Branches upon branches and leaves. Yeah, like this is a it's similar in a sense to the idea of sort of a scheming witch using mushrooms, but this is almost like they feel like bugs, right? Like wherever the shrubs are, the druids can listen in. So it feels more like a defensive tactic, maybe, or more like a spy tactic, where it's like they're sending these in, and now as the network grows, right, the druids are able to sort of keep tabs on the dangerous folks in the city and whatever the king is planning to do. Let's do one more. Everyone in town is feeding these little rock gremlins. If I can find one that I haven't already done. Till they find out that the rock gremlin mother is kidnapping children. Oh, are the rock gremlins the children? What a dark... That's what we get for Matisse's dark contribution of the children being kidnapped. It does kind of feel like all of the rock gremlins were once children in the town. That's yep. Oops. They are adorable. Robe, I have an off-topic question. You're making a solo RPG for D&D players whose games get canceled. How many dice tables is too many dice tables to include? Oh, I don't know. There you go. Luke says 4 deep. I don't have a whole lot of solo RPG experience. However, this is a good plug for the end here. A lot of people in the Discord do. Beat you to a construct. And speaking of tables, there are a lot of tables in my zines that are sitting up here on the Tower of Supporters, based on stuff that we do here in these streams every day, inspired by, sort of built on those ideas. If you like this stuff and kind of brainstorming in this way, might check out the zine. Might enjoy it. Another one coming, maybe next week, I think. There we go. Friday checked off. We got it. Thanks, everybody, for all the great ideas. Creepy little monster ideas. Yes, and every day there's, or every couple days, multiple times a week, there's more encounter tables being built in there. It's super great. All right. See you guys later. Have a good one.